In this podcast episode, investor and author Ray Dalio shares his insights on the current state of the American economy, the implications of recent political changes, and the challenges that lie ahead. The discussion covers a wide range of topics, from the dynamics of the economy to the importance of education and the potential for international conflict. Dalio likens the economy to a chessboard, where understanding the position of various pieces can provide insight into the current state of affairs and potential future developments. He emphasizes that the economy operates like a machine, driven by interconnected forces. These forces include the dynamics of money and credit, internal political order, international relations, natural events, and technological advancements. Each of these elements interacts with the others, creating a complex web that shapes economic outcomes. As a right-wing populist leader emerges in the political landscape, Dalio suggests that this shift will have significant implications for the economy. He believes that the new leadership will prioritize reforms aimed at enhancing government efficiency and preparing for potential international conflicts, particularly with rising powers like China. This perspective sets the stage for a broader discussion on how these changes will impact the American economy and its global standing. Dalio identifies 5 major forces that collectively influence the economy: the money-credit debt cycle, internal political dynamics, international relations, natural events, and technological innovation. The money-credit debt cycle is particularly crucial, as it dictates how credit is created and managed, ultimately affecting economic output. When debt levels become unsustainable, adjustments must be made, which can lead to economic turmoil. Internal political dynamics, characterized by the ongoing struggle between left and right ideologies, also play a significant role. Dalio notes that the current political climate is marked by intense polarization, which can lead to disruptive governance. International relations, especially in the context of a shifting world order, further complicate the economic landscape. The rise of alternative power blocs, such as BRICS, poses challenges to the traditional dominance of the United States, necessitating a reevaluation of foreign policy and economic strategy. The transition of power from a left-leaning administration to a right-wing populist government represents a significant shift in domestic order. Dalio argues that this change will lead to a more business-like approach to governance, with an emphasis on efficiency and productivity. The new administration is expected to implement reforms that prioritize industrial policy, deregulation, and a focus on national interests. On the international front, Dalio warns of the potential for increased tensions and conflict, particularly with China and its allies. The America First policy will likely lead to a more fragmented global landscape, where countries must choose sides in a growing geopolitical rivalry. This shift could have profound implications for trade, investment, and economic stability as nations navigate the complexities of a multipolar world. Technological advancement is another critical force shaping the future of the economy. Dalio highlights the importance of winning the technology race, particularly in areas such as artificial intelligence and semiconductor production. The competition between the United States and China in these fields will determine not only economic success, but also military superiority. As the government adopts a more interventionist approach to the economy, there will be a push for increased investment in domestic technology and innovation. This strategy aims to reduce reliance on foreign supply chains and enhance national security. However, the challenge lies in balancing the need for self-sufficiency with the realities of a globalized economy, where collaboration and trade have historically driven growth. Dalio discusses the potential consequences of protectionist policies, such as tariffs, which are likely to be implemented by the new administration. While these measures may generate revenue and protect domestic industries, they can also lead to higher prices for consumers and reduced access to global markets. The challenge will be to ensure that the benefits of protectionism do not come at the expense of overall economic growth. Moreover, Dalio emphasizes the need for a comprehensive strategy that addresses the potential fallout from these policies. As industries adapt to a more protectionist environment, there must be a focus on retraining and reskilling workers who may be displaced by changes in the job market. Without a clear plan to support these individuals, the risk of social unrest and economic inequality could increase. A recurring theme in Dalio's discussion is the critical role of education in shaping the future of the economy. He argues that quality education is essential for fostering a productive workforce and ensuring that individuals have the skills necessary to thrive in a rapidly changing job market. However, he expresses concern that current educational policies may not adequately address the needs of all students, particularly those in underprivileged communities. Dalio advocates for a comprehensive approach to education reform that prioritizes access to quality resources and support for both students and teachers. He believes that investing in education is not only a moral imperative, but also a practical necessity for driving economic growth and social stability. By equipping the next generation with the skills and values needed to succeed, society can create a more equitable and prosperous future. As the economy undergoes significant changes, Dalio highlights the challenge of displacement faced by workers in various sectors. The rise of automation and artificial intelligence threatens to render many jobs obsolete, leaving individuals without clear pathways to new employment opportunities. Dalio stresses the importance of addressing this issue proactively, rather than waiting for the consequences to unfold. He suggests that a robust plan for workforce development is essential to mitigate the impact of job displacement. This plan should include retraining programs, support for entrepreneurship, and initiatives aimed at fostering innovation. By empowering individuals to adapt to the evolving job market, society can reduce the risk of widespread unemployment and social unrest. Dalio discusses the role of government in implementing economic reforms and the potential pitfalls of bureaucratic inefficiency. He acknowledges that while government intervention can be necessary to address systemic issues, it often falls short in terms of execution. The challenge lies in finding a balance between regulation and free market principles that fosters innovation while ensuring accountability. He advocates for a more business-like approach to governance, where policymakers prioritize efficiency and results. This shift could lead to more effective implementation of reforms and a greater focus on outcomes that benefit the broader population. However, Dalio cautions that this approach must be accompanied by a commitment to addressing the needs of those who may be left behind in the process. Dalio raises concerns about the future of the U.S. dollar as the world's primary reserve currency. He notes that the rise of alternative currency blocks, such as BRICS, poses a challenge to the dollar's dominance. As countries seek to reduce their reliance on the U.S. financial system, the potential for a shift in global currency dynamics could have far-reaching implications for the American economy. He emphasizes the need for the U.S. to adapt to these changes by strengthening its economic fundamentals and maintaining its competitive edge. This may involve reevaluating trade policies, investing in domestic industries, and fostering innovation to ensure that the dollar remains a trusted and stable currency in the eyes of global investors. Throughout the podcast, Dalio underscores the importance of bipartisanship in addressing the complex challenges facing the nation. He argues that effective governance requires collaboration and compromise between political parties, particularly in times of significant change. By fostering a spirit of cooperation, policymakers can develop comprehensive solutions that benefit all citizens. Dalio expresses concern that extreme partisanship may hinder progress and exacerbate divisions within society. He advocates for a more inclusive approach to policymaking that prioritizes the needs of the broader population over partisan interests. By working together, leaders can create a more stable and prosperous future for the country.